Hello and welcome to another video from the only channel that you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And today I'm just doing chores, and a lot of times the reason I don't make videos is because I got some other junk comes up to keep me from making videos. And a lot of that stuff is pertains to sustainable living, but I just, it's a lot of, for one thing, it's very, very hot. And if I do a video, I got to put clothes on, which slows me down, and I don't like it. And not only that, but I mean, how many videos do you need of me pruning trees or cutting my grass? But here we are. I've talked about my solar cooker before, and so, and that is kind of a survivalist, sustainable living type thing. So today, I'm going to go ahead and make a video of me doing chores. Now, I didn't think about this when I started the project, so I've already gone quite a ways on this. If you notice, the reflector's missing off of it, and the door's missing off of it, and I've pulled all the screws out of it. So, what's basically happened is this thing came with some really nice hardware, but it's put together somewhat flimsy because it's supposed to be lightweight so you can take it in and out. But I think a lot of these ovens end up in the hands of people that use them maybe a dozen times and then they put them in storage. Their oven will look brand new after 20 years. But I use mine every day that it's sunny. I've had it about 5 years, so we probably cook 500 meals in here quite easily. And this is a really, really thin piece of, feels like pine. I mean, it's just really soft wood, and everything that holds this oven together is a self-tapping screw. What that means is a pointy, sharp screw that will screw itself into wood without drilling a hole. And that allows them to put these ovens together really quick, but it also allows them to fall apart really quick. Well, here's a hinge, and the screw that was holding it on is going through this piece of wood, and it's reamed it out. So now that screw won't hold anymore. So I'm putting I've put a bigger screw in. In fact, you ain't even gonna see the difference, but maybe you can from the distance. Oh, that little bitty one's the one that was in there, and this great big one is the one I replaced it with. Now, initially, it looked to me like this could not be fixed because you see, when you look at this, it's got a lot of silicone adhesive and a lot of rivets, like the oven was not made to come apart. And these hinge screws go into the body. So I figured there wasn't no way that was coming apart until I found that there was 20 little screws holding it in around the outside edge. So I took those screws out, and this is what we got. Anyway, that's going to make things a whole lot easier. This is, if you've ever wondered what a solar cooker looks like on the inside, well, that's it. It's just some regular fiberglass insulation in there, cut out very cleanly so that it fits perfectly, and in a plastic case, and then this metal interior with a wooden frame. So I guess the first thing I need to do is go ahead and put these hinges on. Here's the hinges, and these are the screws that were initially holding them, and this is the screw that I used the first time to repair this when the glass first fell off. Since it's smaller, we're going to have to go ahead and drill these holes out in this hot metal hinge or aluminum hinge. And it ain't taking much because I think it was a number 4 screw that was in there. And I'm replacing it with the next size up, which is a number 6. Okay, now we've got that about the right size. And this time around, I'm going to go ahead and put, instead of self-tapping wood screws, we're going to put some machine screws with nuts. And since this wood is rather soft, I'm going to go ahead and put a washer behind each one of those. Let's see, how in the world did this go on? I think it was like that. Yeah. I found some kind of fat washers to put under there. I probably ought to go ahead and go get some silicone to put under there, because they didn't have any lock washers, lock screws that small, or lock nuts. And what they did have was lock washers, and something that small, lock washer isn't going to function properly. We'll go get some silicone. Well, what I'm going to go ahead and use on this is some Loctite, which is what you're supposed to use. I'm used to using that on screws that you put on a car engine, but I guess it'll work on this. It's probably more appropriate than silicone. If this is any good. It's awful runny. I ain't never seen it that runny before. Whoops, push some of the air out. Needed around maybe, I don't know, it may be too old. Either way, it's either going to work or it ain't. If it don't work, I'll have to pull this junk apart and fix it again later down the road. We shall see. This is a special finger wash, wiping paper on a standardized toilet paper roll. Alright, now let me get my drill along with my brand new number 2 Phillips head bit. I've been using some wore out ones for a long time and figured this was important enough to get a new one. Actually, it feels like a number 1, but I bought one of those with my tooth. Alright, that's really tight. Okay, hope I got that right. Go ahead and get my glass and put on there. Alright, if this looks all wet, it's because it's all wet. These things are really hard to clean, so when you get them apart like this, it's a good idea to clean them up. Of course, this is the first time I've ever had mine this much apart. One of the things you need to know if you have to do this on yours is that the screws you use have to have a very shallow head, because when you shut this, it's going to make contact with it, and if the head sticks up too far, then you could break your glass, which is a bad thing. Some of that thread locker in my mouth somehow, just enough to taste it, not enough to get any nutritional value out of it. All right, whether I'm on camera or not, I don't want to break that glass, because the solar cooker is pretty useless without it. I better tighten these down while I get this out here. Alright. First time I got this cooker, these screws over here are real tight like that. second I almost called the company and said my oven is broke because I couldn't get the latches on the glass. Okay, put a couple of nuts and washers on there. Again, a little Loctite. A lot of Loctite. Yeah, I think that stuff is out of date, but that's okay. I hope that holds. I really don't want to take this thing apart again in another 5 years. Okay, turn it this way. Try not to break my glass. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna latch this down so the glass don't fly open while I'm doing this. Make sure I got this right. Looks like that's the high end. Oh! Doesn't feel like I pushed anything out. Now, I'll put this back on, but the screws I took out of it were all rusty too, and they just about fell out, so I know the wood is really loose. So I went ahead and bought me a pack of pointy screws that were one size bigger than the screws that came out of it. Since it's the casing is plastic and the body of this thing, the frame is wood, this shouldn't have cause me too many problems putting this in. They ought to just go right in. Number 2. Alright. What did I say? There's 20 of these. You probably don't want to watch me put all 20 of them in. Supposed to be replacing the pump and there's the lid switch and the pump in this washer machine. But it's a holiday weekend, so I probably ain't gonna get my part till tomorrow. Or well, I won't even come till tomorrow. It'll come till Tuesday. But I'm patient, and all my clothes are clean, so don't need a washing machine today. Maybe I'll make a video of me fixing my washing machine. Alright, now my hair's getting in my eyes. Show y'all a neat trick about having dreadlocks. Nope, that ain't the trick. Get the ones that are in the very back. And just tie a little bow in the top. And that'll hold that out on my face. I don't know if I'm catching this on camera or not, but if I ain't, y'all just missed out, because I ain't going to reshoot this. When this is over with, it'll be like having a brand new solar cooker. Go back and do another 500 meals. You know, I was thinking about it, with this cooker, the way it's designed, I could easily, even if something broke on it, even if all the wood rotted, I could rebuild that. if the glass broke, you know, figure that out. The hard parts of this is like making the reflector, making the box, and making this little thing that levels it. And I think most of that is pretty much indestructible. So no matter what breaks on this thing, you can always use the parts that don't break to make another solar cooker pretty easy. This looks a lot better with these shiny screws in it. It makes it seem like I actually did something today. That noise you just heard was a chicken up there, if you heard it. They make some strange sounds every now and then. I actually washed my porch off because it was covered with chicken poops, and by the time I got back from the hardware store, it was already pooped up again. I didn't want to sit on a wet porch, so I just wiped all the little poops up with toilet paper. That's what my special hand wiping tissues are doing out here. Getting close to done. Oh, yeah, this feels a lot sturdier than when I brought it over here. Everything was kind of falling around, wobbling, rattling. Guess it wouldn't hurt to put a couple of extra screws in there, but 20 is probably good enough. We'll just fill these holes, shake it around a bit, make sure everything's solid. And I got some spare screws for the next project that needs that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, this feels great. The hinges have a little catch on them. I guess I should have pounded them with a hammer a bit to straighten them, because they have over time bent a little bit. But that holds your lid open while you're putting food in there. Alright, another part. Real easy to install because this is the little cantilevered shelf. So when you're tilting your solar cooker to face the sun, this will actually, by gravity, just adjust so that if you're cooking beans or something, the water don't spill out. And that just pops in. Very simple little couple of studs sticking out. I don't know if you can even see in there, but there you go. Okay, we're going to tighten that down against the gasket. And here's the tricky part that I could never make on my own, which is why I purchased this thing to start with, this reflector. It's on a little hinge here. Since you can't see that, you just have to trust me, I'm not lying to you. There is a hinge there. Oh, yeah, there you go. I know what my next project is with these shiny, brand new shiny screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Sustenance and Cover, and sticking her nose out the door to see what kind of TV show I'm making today. She knew I was working on the solar cooker and the washer and whatever other chores I got going on. Oh, this thing's gonna be like brand new when I get done. You know, I washed it while I had it all apart. Yeah, there were there was too many grits in that bowl. Oh, now this thing here, if you don't have anything in it and it's sitting in the yard on a windy day, it's so light and so ready to be blown away that we have actually had this thing fly off a couple of times, and these get all bent up, and you know, fortunately nothing's been damaged that couldn't be fixed. Those screws stick up a little bit more than the other ones. It's not wanting to shut easily. Just have to keep that in mind whenever we're using this thing. Unless maybe I've got it somehow backwards. No, it's got to be this away because the shiny part goes on the inside And oh, you know what? I bet. No, watch this. I'm gonna take this out and turn it around. Yeah, it's not lined up perfectly. Yeah, there we go. I can actually put this on closed up now. Get all this stuff out of my way. Move my legs so you can see. So this hinge, I had it underneath. Apparently that's not the way it goes. Yeah, that's a lot easier. Probably close down a little easier too. Oh! There you go, brand new solar cooker. Shiny screws all the way around. Now the door works. The reflector's on there tight. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. If you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.